Good morning, gurus. Welcome to another episode. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Yesterday I opened a small Bitcoin trade because of the descending triangle I posted online. We're going to check the technicals. I'm going to show you I've only got a one Bitcoin trade, some alts, the rest all cash. I've got Google and Nvidia. I've got a larger position, maybe 30% in Google and the rest cash and Nvidia. I'm going to look at the technicals: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla, Nvidia. Hit the subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, turn on the bell. If you have questions, let me know down below. Altcoins got a big bounce yesterday, and Bitcoin started to break out of a descending triangle. It's breaking its downtrend. Let's look into it, and we'll decide to increase positions or not. If you have questions, let me know down below. If you make money from me, hire social media marketers, push messages of peace and anti-war, and protect the trees and the nature. Let's jump into technicals for Bitcoin now. We're going into technicals. We're going into technicals. You can see I've got a trade now open on Bitcoin. My account 758. I set a buy yesterday here. This is where I bought Bitcoin down at 103 or 104. I managed to get some, and then I closed them at 107, and then I bought at 107, almost a little bit higher. I closed them at 106,800. Then I bought at 107,800. Now we went to 109,400. I've got one Bitcoin trade from yesterday, $400 and almost $500 in profits, and then I've got some altcoins, and the rest is all cash. Let's jump into the technicals. You can see everything green percentage-wise. We had 4% up on Uni, 1.5% up on Bitcoin, 3% on World, 2% on Ethereum, 3% on Ton. Ton is looking okay, but there's still this symmetrical triangle that broke to the downside, builds pressure and broke down, and the target was the base of the triangle, this distance here. We technically hit that target when we spiked down to $1.10, to 50 cents when that big crash happened on the daily. Stochastic is still heading up. On the 4-hourly, it's overbought, but it didn't really move after that bounce. But it is making a floor, a double bottom you can see here we've got a double bottom here. I'll go into, and another symmetrical triangle formed, descending triangle, and it broke out already. And this pattern, you're going to see it nearly everywhere on all the alts. Retest and then should bounce, and it should go the distance of the base if we get a strong bounce here. This is on Ton, the Telegram. Ton is the token of Telegram. That's why I like it. Telegram's massive. Target would be $2.50, which would be almost at resistance. You can see that would be a resistance area, and that move would be around. And this TA you can learn to use on any chart, 15%. So I might be buying Ton here. Let's look at Bitcoin and the total market. Bitcoin 108,600. And when you see, you're going to see Bitcoin broke the same downtrend. You see? It went down 18% from the high we had on the 7th of October at 126. 18% we came down. And you can see it broke that descending triangle. Who sees it? You see? We had the same kind of pattern as Ton, and it broke out. You can see it broke out already. So if we move the base of this descending triangle, if we move this base, target would be, let me try and grab it. Target would be 124K if we get a strong bounce here, but it is overbought now on the 4-hourly. On the weekly, it's oversold. On the daily, it's oversold, turning up, which is good sign. On the 4-hourly, we're already overbought. On the hourly, overbought, heading down. So I might add another trade to the support, I would say here, at 107,300. So let's add another one. I've got at 103, 101, and 107,300. Let's add half a Bitcoin. 107,300, half a Bitcoin, 2.7. And I'm going to do the same over on WEX. Half a Bitcoin at 107. I'll do one. Hold on. 107,300, 20 grand will be 20x leverage. So it's $1,000 of margin. 107,300. I've got that order set, and I've got one at 100K. Now let's see if it breaks the bigger pattern. The bigger pattern is this on Bitcoin. You can see on the weekly, this is the bigger pattern. So I'm not going to go too heavy here because the bigger pattern is still bearish. It's a huge, it can invalidate it, but it's a huge rising wedge. Builds pressure and these break down. However, Bitcoin is already down 18% off the high. It did already 18% and it came to the bottom of the trend line. So now we can either do two things here. We got to bounce actually. So we could bounce and break out, or it can bounce and then it could bounce within this and then break down. So we've got to watch it carefully here. But an 18% correction on Bitcoin is already a lot on the weekly. On the daily, it's still heading down. On the daily, it's oversold, heading up. And it's broken that downtrend. You can clearly see it broke that downtrend. You see it? This downtrend line, it broke through it and broke out. You'll see it when we go closer. You can see Bitcoin broke the downtrend. I've got that trade at 107,300. I'll leave that as a potential order. Last night it went to 109,400 and then pulled back. Let's look at other tokens. Gold pulled back to, gold went all the way to 4,000. All-time high on gold, 4,400, then pulled back to 4,100, then got a bounce. Interesting. Strong bounce off gold. Let's go into uni. Uni, same pattern as that we saw. You see what I mean? Double bottom. And same pattern we saw on TON. Something like this. And it broke the downtrend as well on uni. And already bounced a lot. 4% is quite a lot in one day. But it is still tiny. When you zoom out, you'll see what I mean, like $6. But TON was, uni was at $12 in September, and it had a local high even in December of 2024 was $20, sorry. Now we're down at $6, and the support is at $4.60. We wicked down to $2 when the crash happened last week. We had that big crash. You can see it seems to be breaking out uni. So I'm going to buy some spot of uni. I'm going to buy it. Let's buy $10,000 of TON right now. $10,000 of TON. And then I want to buy uni. Up 4% already. 10,000 of uni I bought on spot, and then I want to set a buy order for uni at $4.60 would be the major support. $4.60, and then another 10,000 at $4.60. $4.60, 10,000. Actually, let's buy 20,000 of uni at $4.60. So at $4.60, I'll buy another 20,000 of uni. And TON, which I got 10,000, up 2%. I'll buy another. Where's the major support on TON? We're already at the major support. We have one here, $1.90. So $1.90, I'll buy TON. $1.90. I'll buy $20,000 of TON. $1.90, $1.60. You can see orders I've got down. Uni, Bitcoin, Ethereum, low orders, world. I've got those like stink orders in case it wicks down again. My trade from yesterday, Bitcoin, and it's going to add more. My next trade will activate at 107,300 will be another buy. And now you can see I've got 10K uni, 10K TON. I wanted to buy a mantle. It pumped 11%. Wow. I sold it here, $1.70, dropped to $1.50. So let's set a buy at $1.50. Let's buy $20,000 of mantle at $1.50 spot. And then that way I get low fees on Bybit. You can see where I bought it and where I sold it. I was a little bit down on that trade. So that's what I've bought. You can see my orders here, 17 orders all stacked. Mantle, ton, uni, Bitcoin, ton. And I've got low stink orders for Ethereum, World, ton, Bitcoin. And I've got 757, nearly all cash. And I've got a bit of altcoins starting positions. And on WeX, I set those buy orders. All the links are down below. Bybit 60k bonus. Main exchange I trade, best fees, highest liquidity. And it works when all the other exchanges were crashing. Bybit was working well. WeX $200 bonus, KYC free worldwide exchange. So it's private, so your trades, no one knows about it, and you can use it from anywhere in the world. And join the Telegram. There's 9,000 traders in there. And take the courses, Crypto Masterclass, if you want to learn how to set up the charts, to trade like me, to buy like me. If you want more details, learn in the course. We've got 185 people on the chat. Over 100 billion has flowed back into the crypto market in the last 12 hours. People discussing Trump coin, in God we trust. People talking. Join everyone. There's 185 of you online right now in that chat. Let's check out your messages from yesterday. The video yesterday, 2 of 10, almost 4,000 views. 64k ish will be the worst case. Time to pump. Let's keep our air clean by planting more trees. Pieces when we try to celebrate, respect our diversity instead of letting divide us. I use Zeus 2.0. Yes. 2 days from now when things go up, I bought the bottom. I bought broom. Not sure what you mean. Good morning. Yesterday missed a lot of your video. Also didn't more active on X. Happy Sunday. Enjoy your day. Close 100% now. All in cash. Thanks for letting guide us. Bro, get a shave done. Man without beard is like a woman with a beard. That's my up. I hope you learnt a lot, and you have to make your own decisions. This isn't financial advice. This is my trades and what I'm doing. You have to make your own, but learn from me. 24 years of trading Bitcoin since 2000 and long time, 2012, and making these daily videos for 6 years, and been on X since 2009. Learn how I'm trading, what I'm doing, but you have to make your own decisions. Watch my gains, my mistakes, and you make your own trades, your own decisions, and try to learn what I'm doing. Hope you have a beautiful day. If you make gains from me, remember, hire social media marketers, push messages of peace and anti-war. Love you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.